Okay, remember America first. Remember energy independence. Well, we like that. At least I did. President Biden wants to end it all, and the Keystone Pipeline Company is now suing to recoup some of their losses. You know, hate to make taxpayers cover Biden's mistake, but just saying, I feel Keystone's pain. Join me now to talk about it and shed some light on the process. Clete Willems, former international deputy director of the White House National Economic Council. Clete, happy Independence Day. So, you know, I guess the Keystone Energy Company they are working two tracks here, but the first track is what used to be NAFTA, now USMCA. He feels he's got a pretty good case, at least to go to arbitration for what he has lost. Can you shed some light on this discussion?
Sure, Larry, and it's good to be here with you. And basically what's going on here is that when President Biden decided on his first day in office that he was going to cancel the permits for this pipeline, that caused a lot of problems for the company. Ultimately, they said that they're pulling out altogether. And what they're doing now is they're using a provision under the NAFTA, which has continued into the USMCA for certain situations, to sue the U.S. government and basically say that the U.S. government has treated this company in a unfair and inequitable way, and that this is costing them jobs, and this is costing them a lot of money in the investment that they made into the United States, thinking that they would be able to bring this crude here. And I'll say, Larry, two takeaways for me is number one, no matter what happens here, this isn't going to restore the pipeline. That is gone. That is dead and gone. And really what you have is you have lost jobs. You have a continued reliance on the Middle East and other places for oil instead of Canada. And you have higher prices at the pump, which is all inconsistent with the goals that we had on energy independence. And secondly, the other story here is you just have this proliferation of disputes between the U.S. and Canada and Mexico. And when President Biden came in, he said he was going to try to stop all the trade wars. But now you have this dispute. You've got a dispute on solar with the U.S. and Canada. You've got a dispute on dairy. You've got multiple disputes on labor. And so we're really going in the wrong direction between the U.S. and Canada right now.
And this is all a consequence, Clete, of their insistence, their obsession, their ideology, religiosity, if I get that right, of the Green New Deal, which experts say, there's issues on climate change, there are concerns, but this is not existential risk. This is not an existential threat. This is not something we have to do in the next 5 to 10 years. And that's where all this stems from. There's a lot of bad blood now. You're right, Canada. This is the ISDS investor-state dispute settlement. There might be some arbitration. But the Keystone people they're basically right. I hate to see American taxpayers shoulder Biden's mistakes, but the guy's basically right, isn't he?
I think they have a good case here, Larry. I mean, the bottom line is they had an expectation that this would move forward. President Trump, took a lot of different actions to help facilitate that, and that was reversed on day one without any sort of due process. And that's the thrust of their claim. But again, I go back to win or lose. You're not going to completely wean the United States off of petroleum and crude oil by canceling this pipeline. We're already importing a lot. It's just a question of, do we want to get it from Canada or do we want to get it from Saudi Arabia? And I think the goal here should be to get more from a very close ally in the region. And that really goes to your other point, which is you keep seeing these broad climate goals butting up against efforts to try to work closely with our allies. And I do think that is a bigger problem to the agenda, is that they keep having problems with the allies that are inconsistent with their domestic agenda, and they need to try to find a way to navigate that. So
it's the Keystone, it's ANWR, right? I mean, Biden blew up the ANWR drilling. It's stuff like the Dakota Access Pipeline.
That's right.
I know it helps Russia. It's going to help Iran, probably helps China. I don't see where it helps the United States, Clete. That's the problem I have with this story.
No, I agree with you, Larry. And it's funny that you brought in Russia. one of the ironies that a lot of folks have been pointing out in Washington, and a bunch of Republican senators wrote to the president on this, and they said, how come on one hand you're canceling this pipeline between the United States and Canada, but on the other hand, you're letting Vladimir Putin go forward with the Nord Stream 2 into Europe? I mean, there's a real inconsistency here, and I think it's a problematic policy.
Just the last point real quick. There's about a dozen attorneys general at the state level, state AGs, who are coming after. They want to go to the Supreme Court. They say that President Biden doesn't have the authority to regulate interstate commerce. That, in fact, that is an authority that Congress has. Quick thought on that. If they get standing, that could be a very powerful case to roll this back. What you think?
It could, Larry. And look, I'm not going to pretend to be a constitutional lawyer. I'm an international trade one.
Oh, go ahead.
But I think the takeaway there is you've got the states of Montana involved. You've got South Dakota involved. Yeah. You've got all these states where they were going to get jobs who are now not going to get those jobs, and they want recourse too. You
know, I talked to Bob Lighthizer this morning. He was quite interested in the interstate commerce argument. He thought that was could lead to something. Anyway, we'll see. Clete Willems, you're a gem. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good to see you, Larry.